We started planning for this pandemic in probably February this year and realizing that it was going to hit us as hard, maybe even harder than it has hit a lot of other communities. Our concern was that people would die alone, people would be alone for long periods of time, become discouraged. I mean, we know that healing is dependent on mental health as well, and feeling supported and encouraged at these difficult times.
We were approached by doctors at the hospital, Dr. Teki, who was a friend of Greg Wilson, our CEO of the company. She asked for if we could help out with some kind of a solution to connect the patients who are inside the hospital to talk to their loved ones. Reflex Solutions then decided to approach Dark Fibre Africa, as well as our cabling team, to run cables down from the IT rooms at the hospital to the COVID wards, so centralized locations. And then we put in some switches into each ward. And from the switches, we ran cables to APs, to Huawei APs sponsored by Mustek. And those APs obviously then connect to the end devices such as tablets, cell phones, etc., which allows the patients to communicate to their loved ones.
And also they put in a separate facility so that the doctors, nurses and staff who will be in those wards for prolonged periods of time in PPE are also able to use their phones with much more ease. And so they essentially put two networks in, and they used Fibre, which is this incredibly sustainable technology for us, which will allow going forward for this technology to be used.
This is a free Wi-Fi service, included services like WhatsApp, Skype, or any other form of communication between the patient and their loved ones outside.
Reflex approached us with this initiative as to how can we all work together to provide a wireless solution within Baragwanath Hospital. It was a no-brainer at the time. The pandemic has caused so much disruption in lives, and we as Mustek looked inside ourselves as well as inside the company to see what we could provide. We've given the tablets, which allow the patients and their family to be able to see each other and connect via the Wi-Fi, as well as the APs that allow the connectivity to the different destinations on the premises.
We at Eset Cybersecurity are proud to protect the devices which have been provided by Reflex Solutions to Baragwanath Hospital to help those in need of contacting their loved ones and allowing them to do it safely.
We felt compelled to get it done. We understand clearly how critical connectivity is for essential services during the pandemic in a number of sectors, including the health sector.
This means that any time when you're struggling, you can pick up the phone and you can phone your family and say what's happening at home and touch base with them, etc. Also means that for the sickest patients, the doctors and nurses can do that. They can sort of put them on the tablet so they can see their loved ones. They can update the family and just make sure that the lines of communication are constantly available to both sides.